July 25th of 2018 marks the 50th anniversary of the wonderful encyclical by Blessed Paul VI titled Humanae Vitae, or On Human Life. Now, most people understand that this encyclical is the encyclical which banned the use of artificial contraception, and yet to take that approach to this encyclical fails to recognize the wonderful richness that can be found in it. And so my goal today is simply to entice you to pick up the encyclical and read it. It's only 20 pages, hardly, an hour's worth of reading, but I beg you, read it with an open heart and an open mind. And to help you with that, I want to choose a couple of paragraphs that talk nothing about artificial contraception, but rather as the foundation that Blessed Paul VI saw as important in his determination to publish this particular encyclical. In paragraph 21, the right and lawful ordering of birth demands, first of all, that spouses fully recognize and value the true blessings of family life. We're really talking about family life, which is under such great attack in our day. It's almost as if Blessed Paul VI saw 50 years ago that this attack on the family was coming. And he says we have to recognize and appreciate and protect this blessedness of family life. And he continues, and that they acquire complete mastery over themselves. We're really talking about, in an age of liberality, we're talking about self-discipline. We're talking about self-mastery. The Catechism of the Catholic Church makes this wonderfully clear in its section on chastity, that chastity is really an apprenticeship for friendship. It's an apprenticeship even for marriage. And yet we live in such a promiscuous society that we somehow think that that is the road to greater freedom. But in reality, it is a diminishment of freedom, it is an enslavement, and it does not enhance the possibility for people to enter into this full and fruitful relationship which it constitutes marriage. There is no doubt at all of the need for self-denial, as the encyclical cites. He continues that only with this self-denial, with this self-mastery, with this sense of discipline, only then will the expression of love essential to married life conform to right order. St. John Paul II wrote a lovely book, Love and Responsibility, and in effect said you cannot really claim love without a corresponding responsibility. And society is telling us you can have all the love you want with no responsibility. And unfortunately, that is not a true definition of love. It is not love at all. It is the epitome of selfishness. And when selfishness invades the family, when selfishness invades the relationship between husband and wife, it literally corrupts any concept of authentic, other-centered, Christ-like love, which is what married life is called to witness to. And so the Holy Father in that encyclical in paragraph 22, invites clergy and bishops and lay people to promote and foster chastity. And he says this: we would call their attention to the need to create an atmosphere favorable to the growth of chastity, so that true liberty may prevail over license and the norms of the moral law may be fully safeguarded. Now, we can look at the norms of the moral law and say, well, they're imposed on us from the outside, but they're not. They arise from within the person, from within us, and they help us recognize and achieve right order in all of our relationships. And without that moral standard, we are adrift. And Humanae Vitae offers us a clear pathway and a standard of right living that, if we choose it, can really benefit life. There's a wonderful passage in the dogmatic constitution on the church in talking about married couples, and Blessed Paul VI cites that particular section in paragraph 25 when he writes to Christian couples. He says, by this sacrament, marriage, they are strengthened and one might say consecrated to the faithful fulfillment of their duties. Marriage is this sacrament which consecrates man and woman for each other and for the church. They are made sacred within the context of that relationship. Thus will they realize to the full their calling and bear witness as becomes them to Christ before the world. The world has a message for families, and it is all wrong and it is deadly. The church, beginning in Humanae Vitae, but throughout her history, strongly stated in Humanae Vitae, has a message for families, has a message for husbands and wives. And yes, it is a challenging and a difficult marriage, difficult proposition. Blessed Paul VI acknowledges that at the beginning of the encyclical. However, nothing worthwhile is ever achieved or gained without some semblance of sacrifice, of effort, or work. And the love between husband and wife can be fostered and formed only if at the same time husbands and wives abide by the chastity that is called for in Humanae Vitae, which is called for in the church, not for their punishment and not for the diminishment of their families, but rather for the enhancement and for the reclaiming of an authentic humanity, of a deeper love. Read Humanae Vitae, reflect on it, pray over it. Do that on this 50th anniversary, because I guarantee you what you think it says is not at all what it says.